What is annuity and how does it work?
Well, it provides lifetime income.
No, it doesn't.
It protects your principal.
Actually, that's not true either.
Are you going to keep disagreeing?
Yes.
Okay, well, there are no fees.
There are a lot of fees.
Well, how about this one? You never lock up your money for life.
Actually, your money is gone. You can never touch your principal again. Are you confused?
I'm confused.
Yeah. Well, in today's video, we will clarify the contradictions you hear about annuities using a comparison chart to help you see which of the 5 types of annuities are best for you. If you look at this chart, we will discuss the following. Does it avoid probate? Are they tax deferred? Are there fees and spreads? If so, how much? Is there cash value if you change your mind and want to cash out? Do you have principal protection? Does your cash value have a guaranteed minimum growth? Is there any extra growth potential? Is this designed for legacy planning? Is there guaranteed lifetime income? Can you defer your lifetime income to a later date?
Well, that was a lot.
Yeah.
Well, stay tuned throughout the entire video, in which we'll also discuss how the taxes work with each of these annuities.
Now, this is an extension of our first video, where we discuss the 5 types of annuities in detail. We'll also leave a link in the description below.
And before going into the comparison chart, let's discuss perhaps the number one question that people have. If annuities are so good, then why aren't people more familiar with them? Most understand CDs, bonds, mutual funds, and all sorts of investments. But that's because the big banks and Wall Street go hand in hand. And if you walk into a bank and you do not want a CD, they say, well, would you like to sit down with our financial advisor?
Right. And the fact that there's a bank around every corner is another reason why we are more familiar with bank products like CDs than annuities.
So you won't be driving down the street and seeing an ad on the windows that says, hey, ask us about our annuities.
So why don't advisors go into annuities? Well, first, they are limited to what annuities their broker-dealer sells, which also limits the advisor's knowledge. And second, besides variable annuities, financial advisors are not allowed to charge any fees on other annuities.
Exactly. Insurance companies pay the insurance advisor or agent, and no one can collect any management fee from you, just like buying a car or home insurance policy.
Right. Kai and I are the founders of KCIIS and have been specializing in annuities for 19 years. We're licensed with over 50 plans and can assist in 50 states. So we hope you find value in our videos. So we are not limited to the companies we can compare with you, and we will not charge any fees to manage your account because there's nothing to manage. Feel free to give us a call if you have any questions.
And even if you did learn about annuities with your advisor, you're probably still unclear about how the 5 types of annuities work, and most importantly, which one is best for you. So let's get into it. Hi, I'm Kai.
And I'm Ann. And here's a picture of Gracie, our retirement puppy, snuggling in bed with her sister Mimi.
I think Mimi wants to get some attention on the camera.
I think so too. Yeah.
Now, have you heard annuities are too complicated and that's why you should stay far away from them? Well, we liken it to computers. If you know nothing about computers, then would you say that they're complicated as well? Absolutely. But you still own 1 or 2 of them.
Right. You have a desktop, laptop, tablet, Chromebook, and a handheld computer, which is your smartphone. And each were designed for a specific purpose. So you paired your purpose with the right computer.
So first, know your purpose. Why are you buying it? If you're trying to use your smartphone the same way you would use your laptop, you'll be very frustrated.
And just like no one would say a tablet is better than a laptop or a laptop is better than a desktop.
Right. So the first step is to know what each annuity is designed to do and then pair it with the right purpose.
So let's look at these 10 categories and then discuss what type of person the annuity would be best suited for. Let us know which one matches you best in the comments below.
Let's first start with SPIAs and DIAs, or single premium immediate annuities and deferred income annuities. These are one of the oldest types of annuities since 1812. So who should buy these? Well, these annuities have 3 things in common. They avoid probate, they have no fees, and they can provide lifetime income.
As the name implies, most single premium immediate annuities do not allow you to defer your income, whereas deferred income annuities do allow you to defer your income and allow you to add more premium later on. So why would people buy these more often if it provides lifetime income?
Because there's no cash value.
And since there's no cash value, it's not a tax-deferred vehicle, and there's no principal to protect or grow.
Remember, the primary purpose is not for legacy planning. Yes, you could pass on some income if you want to choose the income to pay for a specified number of years, but it's really not the best for legacy planning.
And to Kai's point, let's say, for example, you chose 10 years. That would be called a SPIA with a 10-year period certain. So you start to take income, but later you pass away, say 7 years into it. If that happens, your beneficiaries will receive the remaining 3 years of payment.
Or you can choose a cash refund option, meaning if you put in, say, $100,000, and then later on you took $70,000 of income, and then you passed away, well, your beneficiaries will have the remaining $30,000, regardless of the options that you choose. As you can see, it's technically not designed for legacy planning.
And in addition, you cannot add lifetime income as a rider, meaning you will have no control over your money and you cannot take partial withdrawals. You annuitize your money, meaning you gave your principal to the insurance company. Therefore, you cannot change your mind in the future and cash out.
So, should you buy a SPIA or DIA annuity? Only if you don't care about giving up your principal and all you care about is lifetime income. These annuities work the same as a teacher's or government worker's pension, or you could say Social Security. They pretty much all work the same similarly. That's why, for the most part, we recommend a pension as a hybrid, or what we call a hybrid pension, to give you guaranteed lifetime income for the rest of your life, but with control and access to your money always.
If you're curious about how a hybrid pension works, we will go into that in a bit. By the way, if you have found value so far in our video, please click the like and subscribe button, as that tells the YouTube algorithm to push this video to others. And as a thank you, we'll do our best to answer every comment below.
Okay, now we're going to go and discuss the 4 types of deferred annuities where you do have a cash value to surrender.
The oldest deferred annuities since 1759 are called MYGAs, or multi-year guaranteed annuities. So who would this be best for? These are great for avoiding probate. These are typically no fees or spreads. You tax defer your growth, and you have the ability to cash out, protect your principal, and grow your principal with a minimum interest rate.
But you're capped like a CD, so there is no way to grow your principal. This could also be good for legacy planning, since you not only have a cash value, but you can also guarantee the growth of your principal, much like a CD.
But the biggest disadvantage is you cannot receive lifetime income as a rider. So if you want guaranteed income for life, you will have to annuitize your money. In other words, you turn it into a SPIA, like we just described.
Now remember, annuitize has the letter Z. How do I do it backwards on the screen? Well, Z is the letter of the alphabet. Therefore, if you annuitize, this will be the last time that you see your principal. So don't ever annuitize a MYGA if you want to keep your principal.
So should you buy a MYGA? Yes, you should have some MYGAs in your portfolio. No different than having a savings account or CDs. However, we like to call MYGAs CDs on steroids. With CDs, you'll pay taxes every year. So if you earned 5%, you most likely end up with only 4% to 3%, depending on your tax bracket. MYGAs, on the other hand, you get to defer your taxes until you withdraw your money.
So, in review, if your main goal is to protect your principal and receive a steady interest rate, and you don't care about the huge potential of growth or lifetime income, then a MYGA is perfect for you.
Next came the VA, or variable annuities, in 1952. So who's best for a variable annuity?
Almost no one.
Yes. They avoid probate. The fees are typically around 2% to 5%. It is tax deferred. You own the cash value. You have a higher potential growth since it's in the market. It can be good for legacy planning. You do have guaranteed income for life as a rider, or you can annuitize your money, or you can just take free partial withdrawals. You can also defer your income to a later date as well.
If your goal isn't to protect your principal, this could be a way to make more money than other annuities. But because the fees are so high, like you said, around 2 to 5%, we usually don't recommend these annuities, even the positive things that you just mentioned. You would be better off just buying directly from the market rather than paying all of these fees on a variable annuity. After variable annuities came FIAs or EIAs. They're also called fixed index annuities or equity index annuities. If you're curious about what is a fixed index annuity and how it works, we explain it in a video where we reacted to Dave Ramsey's take on fixed index annuities. Yeah, we were shocked. As a matter of fact, you can click on this card up here and we'll also leave a link in the description below.
Now, fixed index annuities also avoid probate, and the fees are typically 0 to 1%. Because they're all tax deferred, there's a cash value where you can change your mind and cash out. Your principal is guaranteed, and typically you will have a minimum guarantee called a floor, similar to a MYGA. But this will usually give you more growth opportunities than a MYGA.
You just need to watch out for the fixed index annuities, what we call it the bad ones, because they have low participations or low cap. These are called cap rates that will stump the growth opportunities.
Just like you could buy a car that has horrible gas mileage, which means you won't go very far, you can also buy fixed index annuity that has a very low chance of performing well. Therefore, your growth will be limited. However, that does not mean that you should stay away from all fixed indexed annuities.
Or just like you would not avoid buying a car just because you know that some cars are bad out there.
As Kai mentioned earlier, most fixed index annuities have no fees or spreads, and if they do, they typically do not exceed 1%. The fees or spreads are for strategy choices or other guarantees, such as a lifetime income as a rider.
Just like buying extra options for a car. If you buy for the right purpose, then it's money well spent. However, you could feel like a waste if you don't need it. That's where fixed index annuities can also get a bad reputation. The advisor or agent did not make it clear what the fees were for, and you end up paying for all of these extra options or for something that you did not need.
Right. These can also be great for legacy planning. Some carriers might even give you a fixed interest rate, for example, 5% to guarantee a minimum death benefit growth, regardless of how the index performs. However, if you do not choose this option, you will still have a cash value that will grow to leave to your beneficiaries.
Now, if you need income, you can add a guaranteed lifetime income as a rider, or you can annuitize your money. Again, be careful if you annuitize, because then you basically end up with a SPIA. Now, you can also have free partial withdrawals, since they're always there as an option as well.
And if you add the lifetime guaranteed income rider, you control when to start it.
Well, they're good companies anyways. Just be careful of the bad ones, because some of them you cannot touch for at least maybe 5 years or so.
That's true. Also, most riders have a guaranteed income growth as you delay your income.
Much like Social Security, right?
Right.
And you can also have some riders where the income can even grow after you start taking it.
Since we're on the topic of guaranteed lifetime income, that now brings us to the newest type of annuity that started back in 1995. And this is what we call hybrid pensions. Even though these have been around for almost 30 years now, many still don't know that they even exist.
So how do hybrid pensions work? Well, you take the concept of either a variable annuity or a fixed annuity, and then you add a lifetime income as a rider.
Now, remember, you cannot take a MYGA and add a lifetime income rider.
Thanks for that clarification.
So what do variable hybrid pensions and fixed indexed hybrid pensions have in common, and how do they differ? Well, they both avoid probate, are tax deferred, have a cash value, and higher growth potential than a MYGA, can be used for legacy planning, and have all the same withdrawal options we discussed earlier.
But they differ in two significant ways. First, let's discuss variable hybrid pensions. Well, the word variable means the principal can go up or down. Therefore, your principal is not protected. If you want to protect your principal, you must add other riders, thus raising your fees. Typically, you will not have a minimum interest as a floor. If they allow you to add a floor to your variable annuity, well, that will most likely come with an extra fee.
Yes. Now let's talk about fixed index hybrid pensions. These hybrid pensions principal will be protected and have a minimum interest, thus the word fixed. Since your money is not invested in the market, there's no extra fee to protect your principal or to give you the minimum interest.
Right, much like on how you say a savings account is designed. There's just no cost associated with it.
Correct.
Well, this brings us to the fees and spreads. If you buy a hybrid pension through a fixed index annuity, your fees are, as we discussed earlier with the fixed index annuities, typically around 0% to 1%.
Variable annuity hybrid pensions, on the other hand, you're pretty much stuck with a 2% minimum fee, and that can range as high as 5%.
since it's just a lifetime income that you add as a rider to either a fixed index or variable annuity. Well, we call this a fifth annuity because once you add the lifetime income as a rider, that completely changes the purpose of the annuity. Hybrid pensions are designed with guaranteed lifetime income as the primary purpose. It can be used for legacy planning, yes. It has the ability to, you can cash out, but the primary purpose is still for those who want guaranteed income for life.
Right. So if your primary goal is for income planning, which can include income to guarantee your lifestyle, RMD planning, and even cover some inflation and long-term care risks, then a hybrid pension is best for you.
So in review, how do the taxes work with these different annuities? Well, with MYGAs, variable, fixed indexed, or hybrid pensions, you can purchase them with either retirement money, like 401ks or IRAs or Roth IRAs, or you can use after-tax money.
And if you use pre-tax money, all the money is tax deferred. When you start taking income from your annuity, for the most part, you're taxed the same whether you bought an annuity or not.
Now, for non-IRA type of money, there will be a difference between ordinary income taxes versus short and long-term capital gain taxes.
Well, confused? Well, feel free to ask any questions in the comments below or give us a call.
Now, we'll be making another video regarding taxes in our frequently asked questions series called What the Fact. You probably saw it in our other videos. So please subscribe to ensure that you'll be notified when we release that video.
As you can see, annuities can be great or horrible, depending on your purpose. If you watched our other videos, we used many examples, such as a spoon versus a fork or a fork versus a knife.
Yeah, and in this video, you also heard of other examples, such as comparing computers or cars. As you can see, everything is designed for a purpose.
Did this video help you understand annuities and who each one was designed for? Please let us know in the comments below. The most requested and unfamiliar annuities are the hybrid pension annuities. And that's why we made a detailed playlist here explaining what hybrid pensions are and how they work.
And if you'd like us to make any videos on specific annuities, please let us also know in the comments below.